Hello and welcome back to How to Lab. What if I tell you that now you can also become a famous movie star or singer? And for this, you don't need links at high level to be taken in leading role for a movie or for that matter, a big budget to record a song. You just need to create your own AI avatar, and you can use it to make movie clips and songs. Because today, movie creation is no longer restricted to massive budgets, premium actors, or spending thousands of dollars building shooting sets. Seedance 2.5 has changed everything, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it as we put Dreamina Seedance 2.5 to the test by creating not just one, but two completely different cinematic videos. First, we will create a futuristic transparent to color-changing smartphone that showcases how a simple phone could evolve into a completely new kind of interactive device. The phone will project its apps and interface into the air, creating a much larger 3D workspace without physically increasing the size of the device. And then we'll take it much further, with a cinematic martial arts fight featuring my own AI avatar fighting with a team of opponents. It will have an environment, characters, dialogue, and a complete fight sequence. I will show you exactly how I created both videos, including the reference images, prompts, and workflow I used. So, without wasting any time, let's see what Dreamina Seedance 2.5 can actually create when used in CapCut. Open CapCut. On the CapCut homepage, you can create a video with Seedance 2.5 in two different ways. The first option is right here on the home screen. CapCut has provided direct access to Seedance 2.5, so simply click on it, and you'll be taken to a new screen where you can start creating your video. The second option is to click on Create Project. Once the new project screen opens, look on the right side, where you'll see the Generate option with a small AI label next to it. Click on Generate, then select AI Video, and you're ready to start creating. Here you'll see several different options. The first one lets you create a video from images. You can upload up to 2 to 10 images and then use a prompt to create a video for you. The next option is very important, and that's Omni Reference. With Omni Reference, you can upload up to 30 images along with up to 10 videos. However, there is one limitation with the duration of uploaded videos. The combined duration of all the uploaded videos cannot exceed 30 seconds. So practically we can use 2 or 3 short videos as reference video, with each video around 10 to 15 seconds long. We will also be working with both these options during the tutorial. The next option is text to video. Here, you simply describe what type of video you want to create, and the AI generates it based on input prompt. And finally, you have multi-frames, where you can create a video using up to 10 reference images. Before we start creating the images and videos, I want to quickly show you how I created the images used in this video. The key here is having a good prompt. But if you're not sure how to write one, you can see my this video on prompting secret, Get Better Answers. Today, I will teach you another way to write a good prompt and mind it. It will be the best trick you will learn to get a good output prompt with ChatGPT. Instead of simply asking ChatGPT to write a prompt, ask it to act as a human while you act as ChatGPT. In other words, you can ask ChatGPT, if you were the user, what prompt would you ask me to write? This helps ChatGPT understand exactly what you're trying to create and what kind of prompt you need. For example, I asked it what prompt I should use to create a futuristic, transparent smartphone that could realistically exist around the year 2050. Since I didn't need just one image, I also asked it to create a series of 5 or 6 prompts that would gradually transform the phone from a transparent design into a much more advanced, color-changing smartphone. And ChatGPT generated a detailed prompt for me. I don't need to go through the entire prompt. I simply copied it and pasted it again in the same chat. As you can see, it's the same prompt, asking ChatGPT to act as an expert futuristic product designer, industrial designer, and AI image generation prompt engineer. It then describes exactly what I want to create, which is a futuristic smartphone that could realistically exist around the year 2050. And once I pressed enter, ChatGPT generated 6 different prompts for me. The first prompt was for the transparent version of the phone, the second introduced the next stage of the design, and the remaining prompts continued to evolve the phone with more advanced features. So, in the same way, I got all 6 prompts needed for my images in sequence. I then copied each of these prompts and pasted them into Nano Banana to create the individual images for my video. Once all the images were ready, the next step was to turn them into a video. But upon seeing the images, I thought that the futuristic phone could be even more interesting if it had a projected display. So, I asked ChatGPT another question. Again, I used the same approach. I asked it to act as a human while I acted as ChatGPT and asked, what prompt would you write for a phone that can project its apps approximately 3 to 4 inches outside the phone, with the projected display being around twice the size of the phone itself? ChatGPT generated another detailed prompt for me. I then used this prompt to create this image, giving the smartphone the projected display feature I wanted. And once all the images and prompts were ready, I was ready to move on to the actual video creation process. So, let's go back to CapCut. To create the video, we will go to the Generate option and select AI Video. For the first video, I'll be using the Image to Video option. With this option, you can upload up to 10 images and use a prompt to turn those images into a video. So, I'll click the plus button and select all the smartphone images that we created earlier with Nano Banana. Once the images have been added, the next step is to enter our video generation prompt. I had already created a prompt for this. I will give it in the description. And if you want me to tell you how I created this prompt and how to convert it for creation of your video, then ask in comments and I will teach you a very easy and quick way to convert any prompt for creation of your video. Now, once our images and prompt both are ready, the next step is to check the settings of the video before creation, because credits are very costly and you should not waste them. As I already mentioned, we'll be using Seedance 2.0 to create our first video, so I'm selecting Seedance 2.0 here. The next step is to check the video settings. For the duration, I'm selecting 15 seconds. The resolution is already set to 720p, so I'll leave it as it is. And since we're creating a YouTube video, the aspect ratio should remain 16:9. The last setting here is the number of generations, and this one is particularly important because increasing the number of generations can consume a lot more credits. The last setting here is the number of generations, and this one is particularly important because increasing the number of generations can consume a lot more credits. As you can see, a single 15-second video is costing us 255 credits, but if I select 2 generations, the cost goes up to more than double that amount. So, when you're working with AI video generation, especially when the credits are expensive, it's important to check these settings carefully before you hit the Generate button. Simply click the Generate button, and Seedance 2.0 will start generating your video. The generation process can take up to 30 minutes, depending on factors such as your internet connection and the length of the video you're generating. So I'll let Seedance do its work, and I'll get back to you once the video is ready. Then, we'll take a look at the result and see how well it turned out. The video is ready, so let's take a look at the result. As you can see, Seedance has done a really impressive job. The transition between the different smartphone designs is smooth, the futuristic look has been maintained throughout, and the projected display effect looks surprisingly realistic. And the best part is that we created this entire sequence simply by providing the images and a well-written prompt. Now let's see how I created this video, and more importantly, how many credits it actually cost me to create it. Since we're creating this video using Omni Reference, there are a few things we'll need. First is the prompt containing the story of the movie. This will tell us what we need to create in order to make the movie. For the main movie prompt, I first asked ChatGPT to act as human and tell me what kind of prompt it would ask to be created based on my idea for the martial arts movie. I provided my basic idea, and ChatGPT turned it into a comprehensive prompt covering the story, characters, scenes, actions, and other details needed for the video. I then used that detailed prompt as the foundation for creating the main prompt that we'll use in Seedance 2.5. Next we need are the character sheets for all the characters appearing in the video. Once we know how many characters we need, we can write prompts to create each character and then create a separate character sheet for every one of them. Character sheets are important because they help the AI maintain the same appearance for each character throughout the video, even when the camera angle or position changes. Creating character sheets is a completely different topic, and I'll cover that in another video. For today, our focus is on creating the video, so let's stick to that. Next, we need a reference video. This tells the AI how we want our characters to move and behave in the scenes of our created video. Since my video is based on a martial arts fight, I'll use reference videos showing a martial arts fight. We don't need to provide voices for the characters at this stage. Initially, I actually created my prompt with instructions to include character voices. I wanted my avatar to use the same original voice that I've used in many of my other videos. However, I later discovered an important limitation, which is, While creating a video with Dreamina Seedance 2.5 through CapCut, Omni Reference does not provide an option to upload reference audio. You can only upload images and videos, and this is a significant limitation for now. So I had to amend my initial prompt and got voice instructions removed from it. And finally, before creating the video, we'll check the settings and make sure everything is configured correctly. Since our focus today is on the creation of video with Seedance 2.5, therefore I've already prepared everything we needed for this video based on our first prompt. So let's head over to CapCut and start creating our martial arts video. On the video creation screen, click Generate and then select AI Video. Now, as you can see, the prompt box is quite small. Since we need to tag multiple images and videos directly inside the prompt, working in this small box can be a little difficult. So let me first change the layout from default to media. This will give us more space to work with our references. Next, let's change the input reference option to Omni Reference. To upload the images, click the plus sign and select Upload from Computer. And this is where things can get a little difficult when creating a video with Dreamina Seedance 2.5. Even if you carefully name all your image files before uploading them to Seedance, CapCut automatically renames them based on their upload order. The first image becomes image 1, the second becomes image 2, and so on. Now, if you upload 30 images, it can become really difficult to remember which image represents which character. I think this is something CapCut should improve, because being able to identify your reference images by their original names would make the process much easier. So, to make things easier for myself, I uploaded all my images in a specific sequence. This way, I can easily remember which image corresponds to which character while creating the prompt. Next, we need to upload our reference videos. I'm uploading 2 reference videos, so I need to adjust their durations to make sure the combined length stays within the 30-second limit. Once that's done, the next step is to copy our main prompt into the prompt box. Now comes the most important part, which is to tag our uploaded images and videos at the appropriate places within the prompt. To do this, simply go to the exact point in the prompt where you want to add a reference and press the @ key on your keyboard. This will bring up a list of all the images and videos you've uploaded. As you can see, all of our images have been automatically renamed as Image 1, Image 2, and so on. Simply find the image you want to use and click on it. It will then be added to that specific point in the prompt. You can follow the exact same process for videos. Go to the required position in the prompt, press @ key, and select the reference video you want to tag. But remember, you need to be very careful at this stage. Even one small mistake in tagging the wrong image or video can seriously affect the final result, and you could end up wasting all the credits used for that generation. It's a fairly long process, so let me tag all the images and videos, and I'll be back in a moment. The final step before creating the video is to check our settings. First, make sure the video creation model is set to Dreamina Seedance 2.5. Now, let's open the detailed settings. Here, I'm selecting a video length of 25 seconds, which is costing me approximately 800 credits. Keep in mind that the credit cost changes depending on the duration you select. So if you increase or decrease the video length, the number of credits required will also change, which you can see on the screen. I'll keep the resolution and aspect ratio the same, and I'll also keep the number of generations set to 1. Once we've checked everything and confirmed that all the settings are correct, we're ready to create the video. Simply click Generate, and CapCut will start generating our video. This generation will take some time, so I'll let CapCut do its work, and I'll be back once the video is ready. The video has been created, so let's take a look at the result.
Seedance 2.5? You think you can become famous with that? I'll create videos, build an audience, and make my mark. Then you'll have to get past us. Seedance 2.5 has arrived. Now watch me create.
Wow, this is genuinely impressive. First, look at the environment. The entire scene looks incredibly detailed and cinematic. The lighting, background, atmosphere, and overall composition come together beautifully and make the scene feel like an actual movie sequence. And look at the characters while they're talking. The facial expressions and lip sync are remarkably well synchronized with the dialogue. But the fighting is where this really gets impressive. The action, movements, and fight choreography are incredibly dynamic. The characters move naturally, the camera follows the action smoothly, and the entire sequence has a real cinematic feel to it. And most importantly, look at the character consistency. Even as the camera moves and the characters change positions during the fight, their appearance remains remarkably consistent. There is just one flaw here, which you may have already noticed. Somehow, the AI has switched the roles of my avatar and the leading villain. My avatar, who was supposed to be the hero, has been replaced with the villain. Now, why do you think this happened? Let me know in the comments why you think Seedance 2.5 made this mistake. And should I recreate the entire video and try to switch the characters back to their original roles? I'd really like to know what you think. So that's it for today. As you've seen, Seedance 2.5 has totally changed the dynamics of movies and songs creation. You can create complete cinematic scenes from just a simple concept combined with the right prompts and references. If you find this tutorial insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. My name is Adam, and I'll see you in the next video.